Ready? We will just get the meeting started right at 6 o'clock. Okay, the first that we're going to do tonight is a request for a variance of a building permit, variance for a fence that is being constructed at 613 West Main Street in Greentown. That is, for those of you who are familiar with that, that is the location of where Brad Howell Ford used to be located. And they're wanting to put part of the fence on the property line, which requires a variance to the building permit. And from the maps that they have provided, they have just about 50 feet in two different locations that are where the fence is going to be located on the property line. But they have them all together, although they didn't provide a measurement for that. It seems like there's something like about 150 yards altogether of a fence that they're building up around, all the way around the whole facility there. But they just have those two spots that are about 50 foot each that's going to be on the property line. So they need a variance for that. So, is there anyone with any comments about this particular incident? No comments?
Are there any adjoining property owners to 613 West Main Street here this evening?
What's this property gonna be used for?
United Rentals, it's an equipment rental place.
Equipment rental.
Right. Lifts, mowing, backhoes,
Oh.
equipment.
Yeah,
As there are no neighboring adjoining property owners here, and they have had a stake survey, and they did work with us when they originally started work without a permit, ceased work on the fence that was not in compliance with the zoning, and then have applied for this. I would make a motion to approve the continuation of the fence at 613 West Main to be on the property line.
Second.
Okay, there is a motion to approve the request for the variance to place two sections of 50-foot fence on the property line. All the rest of the property line will be over the 3-foot setback. Any more comments from the board?
Wasn't there a height of fence also on that,
It's 6 foot
on the front of the building?
on the front. Yeah, it would allow, so the height all around is 6 foot with the three barbed wire. Yep,
Doesn't that have to be approved?
that's, yes.
Yeah, that does not equal the maximum height.
It doesn't, but across the front, Mr. Mock is reminding me that I should amend that we would include the height of the fence across the front of the parcel. We have a lower limit for a chain link fence across the front of a parcel.
Okay,
Thank you.
so there's a motion to approve two sections on property line and to allow front fence to exceed the maximum height. Okay. The motion is to approve two sections of the fence on the property line and to allow the front part of the fence adjoining the state highway to exceed the maximum height. Okay, any more comments? The motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second. Third.
And who was it? Which one of you beat?
Mr. Flick.
Okay, Scott Flick, second. Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm gonna recuse myself and abstain
Okay,
due to the potential conflict of interest.
equals 4. One recuse. Okay, so that passed. We will allow that. I will turn the papers in to the girls in the utility office tomorrow morning, and we'll get the permit for the fence and have that project get going. Okay. Okay, next issue. This was a request that was posed by Mickey Jeffers, who is an employee, a longtime employee of the Howard County Recycling District, located on Cartwright Drive in Kokomo. They are wanting to establish a recycling center here in the town of Greentown, with the location being along South Maple Street, which is State Road 213,
Right.
just adjacent to Brunk Ditch, where it crosses the highway. To give you a little bit of information about that, that particular site is a site that was, at least at one point in time, I'll say this, it was designated as a landfill, because that property, it's about 2.5 acres in size. That property was used as a landfill for debris from the Palm Sunday tornado. So-
Before-
Mr. Hill, if I may, it is not listed on the IDM website as ever having been a landfill. I have checked that.
Okay,
It is not listed as a landfill. There are no restrictions on the property recorded. I have searched the minutes that have all been digitized for the town council, and there is no record of restrictions on that property.
okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to give some more details about the project?
Yeah, so if I may, as Ms. Jeffers is handing out some information on the proposal, as a member of both the Greentown Board of Zoning Appeals, and I am also a member of the Howard County, the Greentown's representative to the Howard County Recycling District, I will be recusing myself from making a motion or voting. However, I would like to speak about the project as a member and looking for a recycling area on the eastern side of the county. I approached the board of the recycling district if they would be interested in cooperation of establishing a new recycling center, since the Greentown Lions Club stopped allowing the Howard County Recycling District to have a location there. So Mr. Rethlake has drawn up an agreement for a lease between the town of Greentown and the Howard County Recycling District to operate a recycling center on that parcel on a temporary basis. The parcel is currently zoned R1, and are zoning a recycling center of other scrap material, or that actually requires an industrial rating. But the council does not want to rezone the property just to allow a zoning appeal, a variance of use for the duration of the lease agreement. So I just wanted to offer that clarification. Mickey, you want to talk about the package you hand out?
The package that I prepared, I also emailed to the town, showing them the layout, what we have proposed. The district has also proposed to spend close to $70,000 at this facility. I know in the past we've had issues out in this area, but what we are proposing to do is put up a black fence with slats so you cannot see through it, cantilever gates. There will be power. It will be video surveillance, and we will have it shut down during certain times. So 11 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning or whatever, it will be, the gates will be shut. The contractor we currently have, which is On Point, they have shown really good progress with the contract that we currently have with them. They are at our sites now probably by 5, 6 in the morning. They've had him picked up. He goes around and cleans everything up. We've not had an issue. But we're looking to do this we've had a lot of requests for it, and we've been looking for a location. And I understand, I don't want it in my backyard, and I get that. But when Mr. Deo came to my board and said, hey, got this location, are you interested? So we thought we'd get together some proposals on fencing and security and the gates and everything. But this is something new that we're trying. There's no other site in Howard County that'll be, well, besides my office, will be set up like this, with no manpower, but all surveillance and everything else. And I don't know of any other
Automatic.
districts.
So if I may, the other locations throughout the county are not secured by a fence, or not secured by gates.
We are the only
Mickey's
one at
provided
my
pictures.
office.
So it's, the recycling district no longer uses the long green roll-offs. It's a dumpster that's they can come in front tip by surrounding it with a chain link fence with slats here. There's a picture on the next page. Here, this is, so the proposal at this location is different than any other location in Howard County.
Correct.
It will be entirely fenced in. There'll be 2 gates. There's 2 drives currently there. One gate on the north, one gate at the south. People can pull in, dump their recycling, go out the other gate. The gates will only be open during an agreed upon hour of operation. There's a sample here on the keypad gate. The gates will automatically close when the center is closed. They can be opened by On Point when they come to pick up the material, and any material at the other sites that has not been transferred into the refuse truck or recycling truck, they have gotten out and picked up the material.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons we have switched. I can tell you that I've had both Greentown residents and Eastern Howard County area residents approach me about when we would have another recycling location, since Greentown has, Greentown Lions Club stopped that location.
And that will be, I will be able to access those gates via cellular, just like it's out the landfill now,
Where will the gates be put?
on 213.
On the,
On
at
State
the
Road?
2 drives that are there on State Road 213, and the existing drives are there. There's no new drive, so as far as a permit from NDOT, that should be there for the existing drives that are in use.
And absolutely, and I've got those set back enough where the truck can pull in and not be blocking the road. So,
Yeah, the proposal is it's set back from the road, it's also set back from the property line.
yes.
Are there security?
So
There will be security lights.
So in the interest of the new state law that took over in July, and also trying to mesh that with some common sense, anyone who speaks is supposed to get up on the podium because it's live streamed. But if that doesn't happen, if we could repeat the question into the microphone, that way anyone who's both of the followers tonight online or whoever's out there We have 4 followers. Welcome. We're supposed to be doing this, so if we could, if they don't want to stand up, at least repeat the question.
Well, I think we have the material here. Ms. Jeffers has presented it. I mean, if none of the board has further questions for her, I would say that she could step down and we could allow public comment. 'Cause
I
I'm
have,
sure that's what
I have a few questions.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, so when it comes to the actual recycle bins, this is the second image here. It's the on point with the appears to be a 2-lid dumpster yellow. Is that
That is
a
correct.
fair representation of
That
what
is
we can expect?
100% what
Okay.
they will be.
Okay. And then you mentioned the slats in the fences so that it would block visually. Is that the representation of what we can expect?
100%.
Okay,
And on the gates.
thank you. So public comment?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maggie, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can you give a bit more definition of allowing temporary use? Because that's what the request is, says to allow temporary.
Well, it's a
use.
when I filled that out, I took it, I'm sorry, I took it as a temporary use, because we're not gonna be there for 100 years. And the way the contract's written, the agreement with the town, for me, that's temporary.
So the zoning would revert back to R1 after termination of the lease with the town of Greentown, if that makes sense.
Actually, the zoning never changes. It's a temporary
So
use.
it's
Mr.
temporary
Hill.
variance, but
It's
it
a-
goes with the
It's a variance
user.
of the existing zoning to allow a very specific type of recycling operation to occur.
Okay, so there is a lease that has a termination.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
my question was what's that termination?
It's currently.
10 years? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
Correct.
And again, real quick, it's not a recycling center like what we're set up on Cartwright Drive, so we're not taking hazardous material
No paint.
and electronics, no paint.
batteries,
It's just for the general household, plastics, glass, cardboard, that type of material. I know we're gonna get some contamination. We always find deer carcasses and cats and all kinds of other nice things, but it's not like a recycling center, what you may be thinking. It's just a drop-off location for your household recyclables.
I think that other material that's left should be reduced with the fact that there'll be a video camera monitoring
And-
who enters and leaves the facility.
And we've noticed since we've moved them to our location on
Ms.
Cartwright,
Middleton, would I remind you that if you have a comment, please step to the podium?
what we've noticed on our location that they know it's monitored, they're not dumping. You could bathe in the recycling that they're dropping off at our facility because they know that it's we have to babysit, so.
And in addition to you, would town law enforcement have access to code to open the gates as well?
Sure.
Okay.
No reason they couldn't. I mean,
And as would the fire department, just in case there's, but
so this
again,
system is what's in place at the Greentown landfill today, the water plant, the wastewater
Yes.
plant as well. It's the exact same.
Okay.
yeah.
I've got a few questions.
I've got a few answers.
You're fine.
First question is,
Yeah.
will the fence all be
Please
built
state
before
which property
bins?
you're representing.
Sorry.
Please name and which
Okay,
property
sorry.
you represent.
I'm Becky Middleton, daughter of Barbara Middleton, and this will butt up in our backyard. So,
Thank you.
825 Holiday Drive.
Yep,
So,
thank you.
and as we look out our family room window, right there, so. Will the fence be built before recycle bins located?
Absolutely.
Okay. One-
No one offense.
Where will the security lights be located? Because that will shine.
That'll depend on once I get the contractor in, I will probably make sure they're LED. And I don't want them shining in your house.
Exactly.
I don't want them in my house. So I will make sure that they will be deflected onto the property, not to where they're shining into your, because
They're
the LED.
shining down, there'll just be one on a post at this camera. It's
Well,
not
one on the
as-
post, yeah, but with the LEDs, those shine more of a down, the newer designs shine
Yeah.
more of a down than an outward, so.
And you said then the gates will can be set to automatically
Yes.
open, close, 11 p.m. at
I'm
night?
thinking
to
11
6?
PM and open at 6 in the morning.
That's a lot of time for people to come back there at night.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand, but like I said, we've got 4 locations right now that are open 24 hours a day
On
that
the
they can dump
hours of
anytime.
operation? Yeah, I think that's kind of.
And generally, the trucks will come, you said at 5 a.m. in some of the
I would
locations?
say probably 6, because they're coming from Logansport, so for them to get on the road, and they're usually at our location by 7 in the morning.
And so that's noise in the morning.
You will be the last one to be picked up, because by the time they make their route, they'll hit Northwestern, Worcsterville, and Western, my location, and then come here. So I would say probably 8 o'clock.
Still fairly early.
They should
I
arrive no
understand.
earlier
But-
than Waste Management's been
Right.
coming through town today. They were here.
Garbage and
very early
recycles
today.
Yeah.
at 6.
And you said no workers on the premises other than when
No,
they
you may
pick
see
up.
me out there unless, I know the agreement states that Greentown would still mow. So, the
But
facility.
there'll also be millings and gravel put down.
Correct, yeah, or you might see one of me or my employees out there just checking things out, making sure, or unless I can pay Mr. Dio to go out there and keep an eye on things, but.
And the company On
We can-
Point
On
is who
Point,
you're
absolutely.
contracted with right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we're just
Clarification.
He was just asking if we could request that that it not be open so late. I think 11 is
Right.
fairly late. That's
Or
what this,
early.
that's.
And because I researched too, I do realize that we can't find where it was in the records that that was a dump. When we moved here in '64, we were informed, as they were just building the houses there, that that was a former actual dump.
Yeah.
And that was before even the tornado, a dump. And then when the tornado hit in '65, that's where all the wood, brick, glass, because we saw it work up for years, was dumped. So to run electric,
Right, oh, trust me.
have to
I mean, you
dig.
drive out there now and you're on the property and you can see material that's coming up.
oh yeah,
That-
oh, we've
and-
picked that out for years,
Yeah.
yes.
So, yeah.
And so you've checked with IDEM,
On their website. Mhm.
and on their website, yeah. But still, any potential digging out there could potentially release contaminants that could be harmful to us property owners on that. And so,
But if
right
it-
now, it's just electric.
Understand, but also, you've lived there how long?
1964.
Okay, so you've been there that long? I guarantee
certainly
you,
have, and I've
Okay.
been the clerk treasurer of the town.
I understand that, but I can guarantee you that from that time to now, if there's something gonna get you, it's already got you.
Okay. So,
Because that is, like, if that backs up to your,
Right? It's in my
I
backyard.
understand. That doesn't stop at your property, I
And the-
guarantee if
and
there's
the-
anything leaking, it's going right over to your property.
That's right.
are there any buildings located on there? Any plans for buildings? Okay.
There'll be the,
So just-
containers, there'll be 9 to 12 containers. The only building that's not even a building, it's just the generator, I don't even know what to call it, for the cantilever gate and the power.
Oh,
That's it.
that's how. And that's running off of electricity,
I'll have
gas?
I'll have power into it.
Okay. Okay. I have one other question. At the moment has
That's
left
fine.
me, but,
So if I may, a point of clarification. Oh, go ahead. You
No.
had your idea. Go ahead.
is Greentown still doing the curbside recycling then?
Yes.
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 Okay. At least for the moment.
Yes.
Okay. Because if they cease that, which I can understand why they may, there will be people that cannot then go around and dump there.
And these will be
So-
picked up 4 days a week.
I don't understand. If we were to cease, if the town were to cease curbside
Curbside.
recycling,
There will be people that are too old to go back there and try to dump their recycles, so that will
okay.
end up in the
Yeah.
trash,
No.
or too disabled.
sure.
Or
Okay.
two,
No,
yeah,
I understand that.
so. And I know there can be reasons why Greentown may want to get rid of the present trash company pickup. So I guess that could benefit in a way, but that's a different subject for now.
Yeah, and these will be picked up 4 days a week. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So, I mean, we shouldn't have a problem with contamination or overflow. Knock on wood, we've not had a problem yet. I know we had a little issue at the library, but I think that had a lot to do with the time they were picking up, but since we've adjusted the times, we've been pretty good.
And by overflow, you mean the bins are full?
Yeah,
You're
with
not
the stuff that doesn't belong in there, the unbroke down cardboard
Yeah.
and
Okay.
furniture and whatnot.
Furniture will be there.
No, that's
Not
not
supposed to
allowed.
be.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have somebody that lives out there.
But,
They're gonna, I'm
that's
just
the-
joking, I'm joking.
The video should take, the security video should help mitigate that. What I was gonna say, you talked about, you know, any digging. On the plans, they're actually be bringing in gravel and asphalt grind
Yeah.
as the bed, and then, so they're actually adding to that and then putting the bins on top of that.
I was just thinking about some conduit for electricity. Where would that hook in at?
I need to call an
Probably the
electrician.
conduit they already put there, that I don't think they got permission to do, Duke Energy.
Thank you.
Well, and if you need to get a hold of me, you're more than welcome to call the office and reach out anytime.
Okay.
So if you have not, while we wait for our next person, if you've not seen it, looking from 213 west towards the two gates, the gates are going to be set back between 25 and 30 feet off of Maple Street, 900 East, 213. On the west side towards Holiday Drive, between 40 and 50 feet off of the property line, and then about 190 feet from the back of the fence towards the one house that is back behind this location. So just to give you an idea of how far off of the property line this is going to be, it's not anywhere near a property line. If you have not seen, I know they didn't have enough copies for everybody, so you're welcome to come take a look at that if I can get it back. Sure. Help yourself.
Okay, anyone else?
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't wanna be on, I don't believe in streaming. I'm sorry.
Mike Milton, that's my mother's residence at 825 Holiday Drive. So does the citizens of the town incur any expense in this? Anything passed on to the citizens? At all,
No,
ever?
no.
Okay, and there is a
They're
plan,
invested, the Howard County Recycling District will invest in the material and operation of the facility.
and no charge
The
to
town
it.
is just providing the property. As town-owned property, we don't pay property taxes to ourselves. There's no change in value for taxation to the town. The only thing that will occur is with gravel or millings used, the Howard County Recycling District will be responsible for ERUs, for the stormwater change to the parcel. That's in the agreement, that they would be responsible for the utilities. So including the Duke Energy to operate the gate, the camera, and the light.
Is there a plan, a certain amount of time that curbside recycling will go away?
There's no plan to eliminate curbside recycling. The last time we went out for quotation with, they now go by WM, with Waste Management, we asked for a quote both with and without recycling, and the savings wasn't significant enough to eliminate curbside recycling.
Okay, that's the two questions, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
And if I'm not mistaken, to add clarity to that, because it's come up a couple of times, I think the savings would have been something between, and correct me if I'm wrong, $2 or $3 a month per
It was not-
person.
yeah, it was
And so the
not
town council said, for $2 or $3, we want to keep the curbside. It was not a significant savings to the residents or the town to take away curbside recycling. So that conversation has not been entertained.
Okay, any more comments? Anyone else?
I guess, I. Excuse me. I'm 91 years old, okay? I've lived there since 1964. My house is 825 Holiday Drive, which this fence will shut out the field completely. I live in the family room of my house, which for 7 years was a hospital room for my husband. That field out there is beautiful to look at. Okay? It's been maintained properly, except for a couple things has been done. Like a few years ago, Duke Energy put conduit in that field. I called a board member and told them, check on that, because when we moved here, we was told that property would never be used for anything because it was the dump years and years ago. Before the dump on 180, that you remember, members on the board, well, part of, no. We fought with IDEM for years. We had to close because of the underground stuff and the methane. And Duke Energy came out there a few years ago and put conduit in that field. And I questioned it because I said that field was not supposed to be dug in. Because after 64, like they said, all the houses, which ours was one, and several houses, Avalon Court was piled out there in that field and turned and burned and turned and burned. And would any of you like to have that in your backyard? Would any of you like to have this in your backyard? The room I live in, 90% of my day, the only room I have a TV in, I eat my meals in and everything. And I do it with the drapes opened and watching across that field. And do I want a black fence up there so I can't even see the field anymore? And I still say there is a health problem connected with that field. And all of the recycling and stuff that goes in that field, well, if it is the recycling that's done now on our streets, I have to get out in the middle of the street and pick up all the trash and bring it back up and put it in my dumpster for the next time, for people that don't do what they say they're supposed to do with that. So I could say a lot more, but I don't. I don't believe in streaming. That's why I wasn't going to speak at all. I do not want my face streaming on a wherever it can stream and then have this A1 to take over and do anything they want to do with my face. I don't like that. I'm not in favor of it. I'm also not in favor of mobile phones, people. I still have my landline. So, and I might be old. And this lease says this lease is for 10 years at $1 a year. I paid a lot more than that for my house, and do you know what the value of my house is going to drop to when this is put in? Think about that. These people are thinking about that. What's the value of our homes going to drop to? And why can't that be put, you're going to have to stop me. Why can't this be put over on Danny Barton's lot and the pooper potty thing in Greentown? Okay? Why did you pick this spot?
Because it's an unused piece of property.
Right.
To your point.
And I was told when I
Ms.
moved there, it
Middleton,
would always be. And if you went far enough back in the records, you would find the county dump before the dump at 180. And some of you have lived here when the dump was open at 180. And I was on the board. I was the treasurer for 15 and a half years, clerk treasurer for 10. And we fought with IDEM, and they came out and measured that field, and they said, you gotta close it, you gotta close it. Methane. methane.
If I may, we are not talking about 180 South Maple Street or 950. We are talking about 50 South.
That's what I'm
I would like to
talking-
stay focused on that parcel, please.
Okay, we will stay
Okay?
focused on
And
it.
so, to your point, if you would like to acquire Mr. Barton's property to use it for a recycling center, I'm sure that the Howard
No.
County Recycling District would be happy.
No.
If you would like for the field to maintain
I'm
the
just
field,
saying
are
that
you offering to purchase
Town
the
should have been
parcel?
doing more about the Barton property than,
Ms. Middleton, we are working on the Barton property and waiting for
I
a court
guess
date
you are.
on
I
that
found
property.
out a lot.
Yes, we have been.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
As you know, personal property issues take time. Now, focusing on this parcel, would you prefer that the fence not have slats in it? Could
I
it
would
be an
prefer
open
no
chain link?
fence at all and no recycling at all in my backyard. My
So
property
you're
is
not
right in
interested
the middle of
offering
this.
service to the residents of eastern Howard County on an unused parcel?
At Howard County and we're getting stuff in from Rushville and wherever else.
There is a recycling district location for the west side of the county. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I don't.
I'm just asking each one of you guys up there, would you like to have that in your backyard that you sit and look out all day? Of course, you guys don't do that, but, would you?
I have no issue with a chain link fence with slats. Nope.
Huh?
I personally have no issue with a fence.
Well, I definitely have an issue with the fence because that will block off
You
that
asked
field
me
from
if
me
it
seeing it
bothered
all.
me, Ms. Middleton, and I answered your question.
I know, you would have no difference at all. But if it were in your backyard,
No issue with a fence.
I know you, yeah, because you don't live where it doesn't bother you. So, and I do not like to be live streamed.
Take that up with your state representative.
Unfortunately, that's state.
I
did
will,
that.
believe me, I've
Please
taken more than this
Okay,
with
thank you.
my state representatives.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else?
Me. I've lived in Greentown for 45 years. I lived out in the country, out on 100 South, most of that. When my husband passed, I moved into town. Got me a nice little house on Holiday Drive. You know I do. And I'm gonna die, and what's that gonna do to my property for my kids to sell? We have, just the corner is gonna affect us, but we have a swimming pool back there. How much of this stuff is gonna blow over that fence and get into my pool? Answers.
Can we have your address?
817
Yeah.
Holiday Drive.
It's the very corner of the parcel, I
Yes,
believe.
it's very corner, very, very little. Oh, I'm so angry.
So
2000.
you're not even on the map here. This is the area that's gonna be fenced in.
We are on that map. We're on somebody's map because I saw it when I was up here talking to him the other day.
I know, this is Holiday Drive right here.
See that right there?
Yeah.
That's me.
See this area?
That's
So
where.
this lot is, and I'm just respectfully, the lot size is 114,000 square feet. The gravel area, which is gonna be fenced around, is 12,800 square feet.
But still, what's that gonna do to my property value?
Well, it's 10% of the lot, and it's on the opposite side of the lot. And
Their
so,
parcel's at the extreme northwest corner.
correct.
It is. But still, you can't tell me some of that trash ain't gonna blow everywhere.
Well, that's why we're fencing in the area.
Yes, I believe in fencing, because I have a fence because
Right.
safety for the pool.
Okay.
But I've seen recycle flopping, lids flopping.
Well,
When lids, you know what they did with my trash cans today? They threw them out in the middle of the street that I had to go get. And I'm old too.
well, I hope we operate better than that. On Point has done a phenomenal job for us so far, okay? I know you're fired
And
up.
if they don't, can I come after you?
You can call Mickey.
No.
And we can go after On Point, because
Okay.
part of their job is making sure that that site is sanitary and cleaned up.
Okay.
And part of the fencing, the reason we want it fenced, and I think Mr. Dale wanted it fenced, is so that there's not any trash or recycling blowing all around that area.
Okay.
And then that's also why we switched from these roll-off bins to these
Okay,
front
another
dump bins.
question then. Right here's 213, and here's open fences. Are those fences gonna be closed so you can't see all this trashy stuff back here that is blown up against this
Can
fence?
you show me?
Okay, here's 213.
Okay.
Okay, we're coming in here and you got your
Yep.
bins back here.
Yep.
Flops open, trash is blowing everywhere, and all this fence line is covered with trash.
Yeah, they will maintain that area.
Will they?
They will. They do it at our other areas if
Okay.
trash gets out because not
I'm
all of them
gonna
are
take
fenced
your
in.
word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it, because
And if it's in
we'll
your
wait and see.
pool, then you can call us and we'll fix it. We'll take care of it.
Oh, if you've got pool boy, send him. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
That's a very,
I'm asking a question about comfort. Well,
that's a valid concern with the blowing of the debris. I mean, that is of great concern. It's been addressed several times tonight, but also in some of the conversations leading up to it. They're responsible for picking it up. I think it's not unusual to have, if you drive down anywhere in the Midwest and see a bagger here too in a cornfield, those things are going to happen. I mean, I get my neighbor's leaves. I don't have an oak tree, but my backyard's full of oak leaves, right? That's, something like that, it's going to happen. And I don't know that you're not going to have a random paper bag floating across the street somewhere. But the fact that it's completely fenced in, the fact that they are going to put the slots in, so all you're going to see is a fence. It is 40 to 50 feet off of the property line. And as far as visual, you asked a valid question about impact on property value. It's not on the property line. It's 40 to 50 feet off. It's a concealed fence. I don't see that being exceedingly detrimental to a buyer or a seller. And if it were, I know that my neighbor put a row of pine trees on the fence line. You could put any type of shrubbery, arborvitae, anything like that. You've got a lot of land to play with between your property line and where this is. And I'm not discounting what you're saying.
There's an easement there. That's where the easement is.
Yep, and if you plant something on an easement, unless utility work has to be done, that's not really an issue. So, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. I think you were ready to go.
Okay, anyone
No,
else?
hold on, Gary.
Oh,
I just feel like, that's my mother,
Okay.
I just feel like y'all made up your mind. So why didn't you just do it? Because you're all for it. Nothing we say or do is gonna change your mind.
I'm not making a motion or voting. I'm speaking in favor of it. I serve on both boards.
Now, you can agree with me. You are totally for this.
Yes. I
And you've
wouldn't have, I
talked to
wouldn't
the
have
other
approached.
gentleman. And
No, I approached the Howard County Recycling District ever since the Greentown Lions Club facilities closed. I have had several residents, including Howard County Commissioner, approach me about offering recycling to Eastern Howard County.
I just feel like no matter what the poor old ladies had to say, that you're very closed-minded about it. You've made up your mind. And I feel like they may as well just stay home.
Well, I think there's important things that have come up today. For example, the fact that it's going to be the slats are in it and you don't have to see the bins. That's huge for me, and that would have been a point of contention. As far as adjusting how late at night it's open, that's huge for me, and that's a point of conversation. So I understand the passion you're speaking with, but it's not a rubber stamp issue. They're going to get whatever they want. As far as that, there's some things that if people are in favor of it, coming to this meeting and getting informed and finding out what this is. I mean, if they said no fence and these guys are going to dump it and not get out of their truck ever and pick the stuff up, that's a game changer. But that's not how it's going to be. And so I understand what you're saying. I don't agree, but I certainly understand.
Okay, so there is an issue, and I do believe there will be an issue. I'm sorry, but I really believe there will be an issue. I'm gonna come back and you're gonna do something about it.
We're going to hold them accountable for what they're telling us they're going to do. Yes.
Or call my office.
Well, with the recycle thing they were talking about, I called one day and was on the phone for 2 hours.
Two different companies.
Wait a minute.
With waste management?
Two different
Yes.
companies, ma'am.
That's not
We're
a,
not.
Okay,
We're
We're
not-
but literally, they
we're a government,
dumped.
we're a government office.
Okay, they dumped literally the neighbors across the street upside down and let it blow.
Yep.
We can't have that.
And they've broken,
But we can't, I mean, that, and that's what the ladies are afraid of.
yes. Yeah, so thank you very much. Great clarification.
that is
Two
what the
different
ladies are afraid
companies,
of.
thank you. Two different companies. These are not the same people that are coming around and scooping our garbage and recycle and then putting your bin down and off they drive. This is a totally different entity than waste management or the recycle that comes
So
around.
we have your assurance that it's not gonna get trashy. Like, it'll be
I can't
pretty
get-
for the first year.
I can't guarantee you anything. I can't guarantee anything. I won't guarantee anything. But what I will guarantee, I've been with the district 27 years. I will do everything in my power to make sure to take care of it. If you want my cell phone number, I'll give you my cell phone number.
Well, I just went.
I've been out at Greentown on a holiday myself, picking up trash because I've got a phone call. I don't have a problem. I have not done anything that I would not have my staff do. But I cannot guarantee that you're not gonna have a problem, because I guarantee there's gonna be problems.
But I think that's what the ladies are afraid of.
Yeah.
And dumping at 11 o'clock at
No,
night.
like I
It's
said,
like
the
5
time
o'clock in the
thing, the
morning.
time thing is completely, we can work with that, that is not a problem. It was just something that I threw out there, hey, let's do 10 to 6 or 11 to 6. This is all new, but this
Yeah.
is something that no other district in the state has done to this magnitude of security, fencing. I mean, we're gonna dump close to $100,000 in this. I know Richardville's probably spitting right now, and I know Northwestern's probably spitting right now, and I'll probably get a phone call. Well, where's ours?
Okay, so dusk to dawn would be a great for the ladies.
If
What time period would that be?
Eastern or
Oh, you know, we're
Central?
gonna keep changing
Well,
times.
I think we gotta.
so-
I think,
Set a time period
I
where
think it's
certainly-
trying to be reasonable. My assumption with
Yeah.
the longer hours is that, as you know, we have many factories that work multiple shifts, and it's trying to be available to
Right.
multiple shifts.
But I think that's something we can work out
I
with
think you
once-
would want it to follow similar to most construction hours, which is, you know, basically 6 a.m. to no later than 10 p.m. is typical construction, but it may need to be earlier, but I think that's close earlier. I mean,
Yes.
not earlier in the day.
No.
But our
something that could be
recycling will
worked.
continue by waste management, and where will it go? Where does waste management take their recycling?
Wherever it goes now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wherever it goes now, they still have a contract in place.
Yep, no change, great question, no change to that.
And waste management's lousy. My recycling has been in the street, or I pick up recycling from everybody else down the street that throws things in there that don't belong in there, and they blow. And then they even ended up taking my tote away. I finally got a new tote today.
Any more comments?
I live at 821, and I don't want it back there.
I understand. That's the,
I live at 821, Pleasant Drive, and I don't want it back there. So I'm opposed to it.
thank you.
I got a suggestion. Question for you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Does, are any of the other sites in Howard County out in the open?
All of them are. The only one that's not is my office.
On Cartwright?
Yes.
Okay. Any complaints from neighbors about loose debris?
I had complaints when we had the green bins, like the 40-yard roll-offs.
Yeah.
I had complaints from Northwestern on those. We ended up putting a fence around that area, and it has diverted a lot of it, but of course, being northwest, the winds come from the west, there's always that chance of stuff blowing into the fields. But we've not had, Westerns have not had a complaint, I've not had any issues with Richardville. In fact, we just moved Richardville off the town property over to Railroad Street. They had issues with getting their vehicles in and out of the garage, so we had moved those up, out in the open.
Okay, I just didn't know where they were,
Yeah.
so. Can Greentown suggest then, if it's gonna be there for 10 years, if there is a lot of complaints, they put a cap fence on the top to eliminate that? a cap fence, 20 foot up, something like that, so that you can still get the dumpsters dumped, but cap on the top, a roof fence,
I'm not familiar with.
like a batting cage. Vertical horizontal fencing on the top of the post.
I think the problem, that would be once he dumps, when you come in with the truck to dump an 8 yard, he's got the hooks and he comes in and it lifts up.
Over 20
And
foot.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I would be
Maybe
more
25.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Make it 25. I mean, if we continue to have a problem, they agree to put a capping fence on it to eliminate the up and overs.
I would be more concerned about stuff getting stuck in a fence above height where they could reach to take it down. Like I can't, now we got, a trash mesh in that situation versus it being somewhere where they can get out of the truck, walk around and pick it up.
Yeah, I just say if there's a continued problem, you have a solution for that.
Yeah, I understand, thank you.
He explained a lot to me sitting here. The fence will not be where I thought it would be. It will not block my property from the field. The fence will be from the entrance in, that long, and the entrances, 2 entrances from 213 State.
Correct.
State, and that's no problem?
No,
The-
the entrances are there already, I believe.
Yes.
It's,
Yeah.
as on the drawing, it's 40 to 50 foot off your property line.
I know that.
It's not right on your line.
I know that.
Okay.
The
Oh.
ditch, the field is right on my property, right down the hill, and then there's the easement, and then my property line. And there's a telephone pole in our easement. And we already told them years ago, anything that needed to come in that field and work on the easement, like Duke on the trees and stuff, they were welcome to drive down the hill and park on our basketball court. In our backyard, we don't have a swimming pool, we have a basketball court for our kids when they grew up. Now they're in the properties back in the alleys of or the driveways of the properties where it was in the rule book. All parking, you should have a space for how many cars you have in your family, a parking space. That's getting way off of the thing, way off of the thing. We can discuss many things. But anyway, the fencing, he explained the fence. The fence will not run this way so that I cannot see out my patio, my family room, and I can still see, and I can see across the field. There will not be a fence there.
Correct.
The fence will be at the front part of the lot from State Road 213 in here, and it will run this way across the field. So that makes me happier, but I still, who wants recycling in the backyard? Because I have it in the front, yeah, all the time after they pick up my recycling.
Okay.
Okay, is there anyone else with comments? One more time. Any chance that you want, you can come up to the microphone. Any comments from the board?
I mean, people will still be able to enter that field. There will not be a fence clear around that.
Correct.
field.
Oh, yeah, not even close.
Okay.
Yeah. 40 to 50 feet off the property line.
Don't kitty there.
40 to 50 off of your property line, 190 to the back of that property still. It's only the very front part of that.
Okay. Still don't like it.
Okay, with no more comments, we have a request for a 10-year lease for temporary use of the property that we've been discussing as a Howard County recycling area, and their operation that has all been described, that will be contained within that. So I guess I'm here with my obligation to ask if there's a motion.
So moved.
Motion to,
A motion? Well, a motion, we do have a motion to approve a 10-year lease for temporary use as a recycling location for the Howard County Recycling District of the property that's been described in the request. Do we have a second?
I'd second it.
We have a motion, and we have a second. Do we have any comments?
Are you comfortable with anyone who wants to use a cell phone taking a picture of your business card and they've got your number?
My cell phone number's not on there.
No,
Because
this,
that's my personal cell.
understood. Because one of the things that I'm hearing and one of the reasons that I'm voting yes is because accountability and the conversations that's been had and the record we have. But I think it's one of the tenets of what we're doing today is making sure that we have open communication and there's accountability. And if this does become an issue, which we all hope it does not, right, TJ, then it'll be, I mean, it's something we're all passionate about. We do not want to turn our town into blowing litter, which we're not going to do. So if you need the number for Mickey, it is here. And so I'm confident with the agreement and all the money and the security and the gates and the fencing and everything that's being done. I'm comfortable with what Howard County Recycle is doing here. Those are my comments.
Any other comments? We have a motion, we have a second. It's time for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3 yes.
Abstain.
All opposed?
He abstained.
I abstained.
Scott abstained.
So did I.
Okay.
So, with 3 positives and 2 abstains, then the motion passes. Okay. So we have approved that there will be a 10-year lease for temporary use of this property on Highway 213 as a use for Howard County Recycling District. Okay, Mickey, I will say that you will need to come back at some point for a building permit from us. We'll have to have a building permit for all the structures that you're wanting to do out there.
She submitted the permit as part of the.
Does anyone want to take this with them?
It should be in the paper.
For 10 years. You're only getting a dollar a year for 10 years.
Does anyone want to take the specs with them? You may have this
I guess
copy.
that's already done.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, I don't know.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion, do we have a motion to
Second.
adjourn?
He motioned to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Standish, adjourn.
And I'm gonna dare somebody say something about it.
Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All, okay,
Aye.
thank you, thank you.
Whack the gavel.